Hi there, my name is Ddalek, and you Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So I've been doing this segment for the last couple of days, and I'm going to be doing more of them because you guys are liking them. They're going down quite well. Called Didn't It Age Badly? Because whoa, there is so much stuff that has aged very, very badly. Yeah. So what I think is behind all that is that the people who normally say things that like now look atrocious, like 2 years later, 1 year later, now look absolutely atrocious. Aren't very smart. Aren't very smart and aren't very good people. You know, they're the SJW is the most common name they give. Funnily enough, I did this thing with Didn't Age Badly yesterday with Kelly Sue DeConnick, the comic book writer from 2017, which is going, Captain America is a social justice warrior. There's nothing, social justice warrior is a good thing. Like, now it's thoroughly reviled by everybody. It's 100% an insult. But these people, what they do is they claim victory at the absolute drop of the hat when they think they've won, which is all the time. They claim victory, like, yeah! And so they stand smugly over you, going, look who's won. And then, it takes about a year or two before it's shown to be an utter failure, the things they're claiming victory about, and thus we get the segment, boy, didn't that age badly. So, I was going to do another one today, because there is limitless material. There is limitless material, but I kind of prefer being a little bit more upbeat, being a little bit, more praisey than not. So I was watching the new season 14 Blu-ray yesterday, and I came across this wonderful little extra which I've never seen before, which is Tom Baker and Louise Jameson on this TV show from 1976 called Nationwide. It was like a magazine show. It went at about 6 o'clock, right? And it was like news interviews. And it's bonkers. And we're going to watch it together because, oh boy, didn't it age well? Didn't it age well? Which is, I think is something that I'm much happier to be able to say. Fine. Before we get there, can I ask you guys to hit the subscribe button? That will be fantastic. Thank you very much. I am what? About 10 subscribers away from 1,500. I don't know why that turns me on, why that gets me excited. I mean, like, okay. I don't have an erection over it, okay? Well, maybe a little. But it does excite me. Why don't I want to do it? I don't know. I guess I just need your validation, okay? I guess I just need it, and I'm pathetically grateful for it, and we'll do pretty much anything to get it. So, thank you very much for hitting the subscribe button. If you subscribe, of course, you can enter my weekly competitions, and this one has been a popular one. This one's been a very popular one. It is the Doctor Who comic bundle competition. Let me just go through the prizes. There's going to be a link in the video notes to a video where I did a detailed review of the prizes. It's a comic book prize. It's a comic book bundle prize. And I think there's going to be regular features on Saturday. Saturday, I'm offline. Saturday, I'm always offline. I'm a rabbi. I'm Jewish. I'm Orthodox Jewish. Which means from Friday night, when the sun goes down, it's the Jewish Sabbath, and you don't directly interact with like technology. You can't turn a light switch on and off, but you can use it. So the upshot is you're offline. You're not gonna you're not in fact, which is actually freaking awesome. I really recommend, guys, take a 6-hour break, a 24-hour break. It's really good. A week, it's really good. But the upshot is I never post anything on Saturdays because it's a Jewish Sabbath. So I think I'm going to pre-record a regular comic book segment. I'm going to call it Comic Sabbath, the Comic Sabbath, and we're gonna do in-depth reviews of these comics. So anyway, so the first one of those I posted last week, which goes off the prize. Blimey, that was a long way around the houses to get to this. So the first part of the prize is Abslom, Ddalek, freaking awesome. Steve Dillon, Steve Moore, David Lloyd, at their prime. Lee Sullivan, not as great, but still, it's still got the light that came out of the original run by Steve Dillon. You got this one, Mark of Mandragona, a bunch of Doctor Who stories with the Seventh Doctor. This is about a year or so, 2 years after that this show was cancelled in '89. So they were actively charting a new course, and this was before I think Big Finish got started, right? Yeah, Big Finish weren't doing full cast audio dramas by the 30th anniversary. It'll be 93. Yeah, there's a great little story. Like Nick Briggs, he says they're walking around a convention, a panopticon or a monopticon or something like that, and they were on the 30th anniversary. Everyone was really depressed. You know, the McGann movie was like 3 years out at least, and there was a special they were going to do, Dark Dimension, which got cancelled, and so there's like people were basically at that point thought Doctor Who was over, and there wasn't going to be any more performed Doctor Who, and so Nicholas Briggs was walking around the convention with Jason Haig-Ellery, the other person who started Big Finish, saying, "Oh, if only we could tell people it's about to come," you know. So although when they started doing those Bernie Summerfield audios, which I got on cassette, I'm dating myself. I said, this is a pilot for Doctor Who, right? They're going to be doing Doctor Who, and by jiggery, I was right. Okay, back to the prize. We also have the 10th Doctor Martha comic strips. We had this one, which I really love. It's Polly the Glot. This is the first Colin Baker strips. Art by John Ridgway, beautifully coloured, by the way. It was really, really nicely coloured. And then, so a little sprinkle on top is Vworp Vworp magazine, which is freaking awesome. They're out of print. They're actually doing a reprint of volumes 1 and 2 together. So this is the only place that you can get it. I think, a celebration, you can get it for bloody free. So with all that introduction, all you need to do to win that is subscribe to the channel, and in the comments leave the hashtag Vworp Vworp Vworp. And I tell you, this has been an incredibly popular prize. So, good luck. And anybody who enters, I wish you best luck. Fine. So let's get to this clip. And again, I'm calling this "Didn't This Age Well?" because oh boy, it really does. It, I was going to tell you what it is, but why don't we just watch it together? And then, I will stop every now and again to give you my sparkling commentary, which is no doubt why you're here. Why'd you come for my sparkling commentary? Fine. Let's press play.
I think, I'm not absolutely certain about that, but I think so.
Maybe I know more than you do, because I think, can you understand what...
Well, so before we get in, this is very low quality, very, very grainy, very, very low quality. You see it, was started on the stills. I want to know how much of this was planned beforehand, because Tom and Louise's faces are just wonderful. So let's just go through it.
What I'm saying.
Oh yes, the Doctor allows all his travelling companions
because
to understand.
You're an alien, aren't you?
Yes, but I am originally descended from Earth.
Ah.
I tell you, look, Louise Jameson, how old was she there? She must have been, 25, probably younger. But she's just, I like her. There was this, in the 1970s, you had relentlessly, insanely, no, I wouldn't say beautiful, perfect looking women on TV with like these perfect and perfect cut glass enunciations. Joanna Lumley, which she just she just fits in. But she's how can I describe it? She's just such an incredibly classy presence. And oh boy, didn't that age well? So I think this is probably one of their first interviews, and it's fascinating to me. They're doing it in character from the beginning, anyway.
And a long time ago, what you took off and...
Not me personally, but my ancestors took off and landed in the galaxy somewhere.
Yes. You're much more revealed than isn't she, Doctor? She's more revealed than...
I love the camera pulling back. Maybe we can get a bit of cleavage going. But, I like... Do you think this was demeaning to Louise Jameson? Because I really don't. I don't. It's look, Nicola Bryant's costume and Perry, that was demeaning. And being a 12, 13-year-old, when they squeezed her into it, I very much appreciated it. Yeah, I really, really liked that a lot. I liked it so much that it stayed. I'm nearly 50. It's still with me, right? This, I just feel it's she's wearing less than your average person would wear on British TV in 1976. But I think she just carries it with this almost aristocracy. It's just wonderful.
I was astonished.
See, Tom is just loving being Doctor Who. This is prime Tom. So I met Tom. I think must be around about this time, maybe a year later at a book signing. I was like 6. And he was just like this. He was, how much acting was he really doing? I think he just probably wasn't drinking, smoking, and swearing. But other than that, that's pretty much the full Doctor is Tom Baker.
In spite of all those travels, I've led a comparatively sheltered life.
What are the qualities?
Yeah, I mean, you know, he did. How many years did he spend in a monastery? Like 2-3 years. Fascinating guy, Tom Baker. Absolutely loved it.
What are the qualities that you look for in a companion?
That's a hard question.
Because I gather you see that Leela, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. She's very lovely, isn't she? That Leela is.
They think it's bonkers! Did they tell them they're going to be doing this in character? Look at the expression. They're like, you are insane. They think this is absolutely bonkers.
A very positive person, more of a competitor, really. That she's not so docile.
No, I don't think she is so docile. I think the sort of...
Docile! I think presented without comedy, it's so docile.
companion I like is the sort of companion I just like.
Yes.
You see, and that's just pure Doctor Who. Oh, he's perfect, perfect.
But do you regard yourself as an equal to the Doctor?
I don't think equality even enters her mind. I mean, she's just...
So I don't know why she broke character at this point, but I'm really glad they did, because now they can get to more of a real conversation. But again, you see the depth of thought that she's put into this character. And this is like, you know, Face of Evil as just premiering now. She's probably done what? At most, she's done two or three stories. Maximum. Absolutely maximum. But, like, you know, the intelligence. You know, the intelligence behind her performance, which, you know, I hate to rank on current day Doctor Who, and I'll tell you, if you like present day Doctor Who, if you like current day Doctor Who, God bless you, really happy for you. I really am. You know, fans of this era are often, I won't say always, I got one guy who's a real fan of this era who always comments on my video, who's really nice, and he watches Doctor Who with his daughter, and I'm like, I'm so happy for him, because they really dig it. They're really, really digging it. But there's another type of fan, I call a crazy fan. Yeah, these are the ones we spoke about earlier, who just believe that because I really dislike this current era of Doctor Who, I hate them, and I hate Jodie Whittaker, and I hate Chris Chibnall, because I don't know. No. So, firstly, if you like this era of Doctor Who, I don't know anybody who's got anything against you whatsoever. I really don't. Genuinely, like why would we? And in terms of like hating Jodie Whittaker and hating Chris Chibnall, I hate the work they've done. I think the job they've done has been frankly terrible. Both of them. I think they've both done a terrible job, and they've done it for the worst reasons. I'm guessing in my estimation. I think they've so I do hate the work there, and you know I do have a genuine amount of animosity towards them because I love Doctor Who. I do love Doctor Who, and I think they've used it. They've used it for what can I say? Ideological aims. They've used it as a platform. You know, as like Alex Kurtzman said about Star Trek. He've used it more as a platform. They've used it as a platform in my estimation. And by doing so, they've really hurt Doctor Who. I mean, listen, the viewing figures are, you know, in the toilet. And I think the British public has been re-educated from the days of David Tennant and Matt Smith, and to a certain extent Capaldi, that Doctor Who isn't a fun, engaging show anymore. It's like a dour preach. I think that's really done down. So I have animosity to them. I wouldn't say I hate them. I wouldn't want to say Would I want to see them tortured? No. I think that's where I am. You know, where I am with hatred. But I think the thing I really that about Whittaker's performance, which I really have trouble with, is that I don't think she's put that much thought into it. Right? I don't think she clearly hasn't put as much thought as Louise Jameson here. And I think that just because Louise Jameson is like a better actress, you know, bottom line. And I think a more intelligent person and a better human being is my guess. Listen, I just have the prejudice. I mean that if you have a blue check mark on Twitter, there's a good chance you're not a good person. There's a good chance I'm going to think you're not a good person, which I just don't see Louise Jameson being one of those Twitterati.
I have one aim, and I go out and try and do it.
Yes, but you're going to be more competitive, I think, aren't you, with the Doctor?
Like, is he drunk? Is he drunk? Or is he just really enjoying this? It's so fun. I love this.
I think there's a little aggravation between the two.
Well, fine, you were talking about her in the third person.
I mean, I guess there was a tension when they started because Tom didn't want a companion, right? He didn't want he wanted to be solo. They did that for Deadly Assassin. Didn't really work that well with him talking to himself. Yeah, and then there was like he was very upset about the violence that Leela had, the Janus Thorns, you know. And I think that scene in Talons of Wen Chiang, when she uses the Janus Thorn on one of the Oriental like ninja-like assassins, right? And there's a real anger, saying no more Janus. And I think that was genuine. I think that was absolutely genuine. So I think when they talk about competitiveness, there was like a little bit of tension going on there, but they seem kind of like professionals and getting on pretty well now. Over here, they just seem to be having a real laugh.
Or the second person, or whichever person it is. Let's talk to you in your own person, Louise Jameson.
Yes.
Now, you've been doing a lot of Shakespeare with the Royal Shakespeare Company. It seems in a way, I mean, an enviable thing to be the Doctor's travelling companion, but an odd change for you, perhaps.
Yes.
Yeah. Listen, I think this shows the intelligence of Philip Hinchcliffe of recruiting people from theatre. Again, it's amazing to me that Louise Jameson would ever be not considered like for the job. She's just, to me, she just seems absolutely perfect as a companion. Something really different. And again, she's just stunning. I mean, like, just objectively. Listen, one of my favorite cities in the world, and I recommend everybody go visit it, is Florence. I absolutely adore Florence, especially the old city of Florence. But you'll go to these incredible museums there. What's it called? The Domain. That's the name of the key. But yeah, and you see these sculptures, these Renaissance sculptures, the David. You see, and you just stare at them because they're so beautiful. They're so perfect. Like, you just stare at them and stare. Louise Jameson is like that. I think I remember once I was watching, what story was it? Sunmakers, right? And my son came in the room and I pressed pause, right? And it just was her on screen. You could have taken that frame out and you could have you take that frame off the screen and made a print and framed it. It was just, from a classical beauty point of view, absolutely perfect. And she's so smart. She's so smart, and she's smart, and it's so smart. And I think actualized as a character, I think Leela is honestly one of my favorite companions. I have loved the Tom Baker Leela stuff that he'd been doing on Big Finish.
It is an odd transition. The difference between classical and modern isn't so great, but the difference between theatre and television is enormous. And I've had relatively little television experience, so it's a tremendous break for me.
Why did you particularly want to do this part?
Oh, well, I think if you asked any actress that, I mean, it's commercially it's a lot of exposure, but it's also, I mean, it's something Tom's always saying. It's just there's no other program like it. It's just.
You see, now again, this is why I really wanted to do this video. Like I'm going to wind it back because I didn't want to interrupt her. But yeah, this is the point where they get into talking about Doctor Who, and you see their brilliance, their absolute wonderful understanding of it is. I'm just going to wind it back so I don't interrupt her again. I'm terribly sorry, Louise.
If you asked any actress that, I mean, it's commercially it's a lot of exposure, but it's also, I mean, it's something Tom's always saying. It's just there's no other program like it. It's just extraordinary. We can conquer the world in 25 minutes. It's just.
Because do you actually love?
That's one of the core features of Doctor Who. That firstly, you can go anywhere, do anything, but more than that, it's so joyous. It's so exciting. It's so joyous. It's so much fun to bring this pleasure, bring this entertainment to children across the nation. They look at you adoring. And again, I was one of those children. I was absolutely there. But again, this is the bit I love when we have Tom Baker start to think for a second.
Love the program. I mean, you are a doctor, but you're also an actor called Tom Baker. Do you love the program?
Oh yes.
Now, before we get into his answer, and again, just look at the intelligence behind his eyes. It's like you can see him thinking. I think loving the program, respecting the program, is the key to a good performance as the Doctor, right? And I think that's really And again, if you're a fan of the current era, I apologise if this upsets you, but I think that's where Jodie really fails, really fundamentally fails. I don't think she likes Doctor Who. I like Matt Smith had never seen Doctor Who really be. It was on, it was off TV when I was a kid, so he never got into it. But he made this real effort to go and watch it, and he fell in love with it. He absolutely fell in love with the show and the part, and he says exactly the same thing that Tom and Louise say here. He absolutely loved it, and you can see that love of the program come through in his performance, and I'm above my where the camera is, behind the camera, I got all my Doctor Who figures lined up, my action figures, and they're lined up in order of Doctor. And as I go through each one, I see people just thrilled and proud and excited to take this role on. I'm sorry, William Hartnell. He originated Patrick Troughton, who took it in a totally different direction. John Pertwee. Again, all these people thrilled and had so much respect for it. Tom Baker changed his life and he loved it. Peter Davison. Again, Peter Davison thought it was cheap and it was crap a lot of the time, but he had real respect for the. What an icon this role was. Colin Baker, same time. Colin Baker. Even you watch the Rohius Colin Baker story, he is head and shoulders above everyone. And again, he loved playing the Doctor. I think Sylvester McCoy respected the role, as did McGann, as did Eccleston. Eccleston was there, but Eccleston, I think, was the most different of the Doctors. Obviously, David Tennant did. He was a massive Doctor Who fan, as did Capaldi. Capaldi, his reverence for the role, his absolute reverence and understanding, I think, is the deepest understanding any actor has had for the role. Listen, I obsess about Doctor Who a lot, right? I think Capaldi knows more about the character than me, and that's he's a bit arrogant for me to say, I'm so great. But for somebody who has literally spent his entire life obsessing about it, I recognize somebody else who has. And you see that in his performance. I love his performance. Oh my God! I love you get these little micro expressions of John, of Tom Baker or John Pertwee or Trouty, and if you just pause your Blu-ray or D whatever, and you see it, it's freaking incredible. Like I've seen this expression right here. I've seen this expression on Capaldi as he's playfully thinks, right? And he channels it. I think he just really recreates it. Anyway, enough of me waffling. Let's hear what somebody who actually knows what they're talking about say about Doctor Who.
Oh, yes. Doris.
Well, to both of you, the problem possibly of being so identified as Doctor Who, is that a problem professionally?
No, I don't think so, really. I think it's a big advantage to be associated with, for the only fantastical program on British television can only be an advantage to any actor. It's as far as the audience that we are concerned with, it's infinitely more interesting for that audience than if one is associated with something really appalling.
Like current Doctor Who.
We'll see, like Kojak.
See, again, I'm ranking on current Doctor Who, and if you like it, I apologise. But somebody sent me a clip of Hollyoaks. I don't watch, so I don't live in England. Because I think Mandy Gill was in it, and sent me, and she didn't look anything like Mandy Gill. I still don't think that was Mandy Gill. But I was watching it, and I was like, I've seen something similar to this before. I've seen something similar to it. And I realized, this is like a season 11 and 12 of Doctor Who. This is cheap, simply made TV for that doesn't engage you. Can you imagine Jodie Whittaker doing Tom Baker's speech in Genesis of the Daleks? He's holding up the wires and, "Do I have the right?" Oh my God, that or his speech from Mark in Space when he's he's watching, he's just into Nova Beacon. He sees everybody in hibernation, and it has this wonderful speech about humanity. It's this real genuine conviction behind it. So he's saying look, I'm literally become a magical human being by associating with this role. How on earth could it hurt me? Of course, by the time he left in by season 18. First thing he did, it's a really sad story. First thing he did was go and get a very close haircut. And he said, on the way in, people said, "Oh, hello, Doctor." Hello, people calling him Doctor because he was still the Doctor. When he came out, his hair was. If you want to see what it looks like, go find The Lives and Loves of a She-Devil, which was the first thing he did, which was very different from Doctor Who. So he walks out with a short haircut and said, "Hi, Tom." The magic had gone. He was this magical human being, this magical persona, and yeah, I think that Doctor Who has real, genuine magic, and I totally believe that. I think Doctor Who has real, genuine magic, and I think Tom Baker here really completely understands it. I think that's one of the reasons why he's, obviously having such a wonderful time in life.
So commonplace, isn't it? So graceless, no fun, really.
Everything he's saying about the current era of Doctor Who. I want to wind that back again.
One is associated with something really appalling, like, we'll say, like Kojak. I mean, that's so commonplace, isn't it? So graceless, no fun, really.
Why do you think children love it so much?
That's a hard question, because of the strict limits of the character of whoever plays the Doctor, such as, no impulse to violence, no guns, no overt interest in women. None of those ordinary impulses that motivate all the other characters. One would really think that it took all the tension out of the character. It isn't. I think probably the children, particularly, are amazed by the whole notion of being able to travel through time and space. And I think also they're very engaged by the style of the piece. The BBC has got great expertise in this program. It's been running a long time now.
Yeah, which again, current production team threw out the window and said, "Let's start again. Let's just start again." But yeah, again, it's seeing this. Tom Baker understands, and it's so clear. He understands the magic of Doctor Who, and I wish so much that the current production team would listen to this, and try and work out, where they've gone wrong, why the ratings are the lowest that they've been. As far as I can tell, according to Wikipedia, other than two episodes of Battlefield, they're the lowest ever. Right? They're the lowest ratings ever. I think they're the lowest ratings ever because people don't like it. I think it's really that simple. People just don't like it, and I wish they would just listen to this and hear where they've gone wrong.
And I think we are off the floor. Yes. And I suppose it's because there isn't anything really quite like it.
One last question. Were you a viewer of Doctor Who?
Oh, yes, very much so. I mean, as a child, I used to watch it. It started, 13 years ago?
Right. Well, very good luck to you.
Thank you.
We'll follow your adventures, both of you, with great excitement. Bye.
So thank you very much, TV Museum. I got this clip. It was on the season 14 Blu-rays. I recommend you go out and buy it now. It's probably the only one you can find, the US version. But if you get it, I'm going to be doing a classic cover to it, so you don't have to see this. You don't have to look at that logo, which I don't like looking at the best of times. So yeah. So yeah, in closing. Oh boy, didn't that age well? Oh boy, didn't that age well? Absolutely wonderful. There's just this. I always appreciate people doing their job really well, no matter what the job is. If it's a job that happens to me, something that gives me immense pleasure that Doctor Who does, it just makes me even more happier. So yeah, I'm really happy to share this with you. And again, oh boy, didn't that age well? My name is Sheila Becken, the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.